Hey you guys, it's Kyle from Markham Reptiles, and today we're going to be going over what you should be looking for in a snake breeder. Now, I used your guys' comments off Instagram, and I ranked them by which was the most common. So we're going to go from least important to most important, and that ranking is based off how much you guys commented that thing. So this is my girl Fifi right here. She's a northern white-lipped python, adult female, and she's just a beautiful animal. So big shout out to Fifi. Also big shout out to my partner Reptichip. If you don't know who Reptichip is, they make really good coconut substrate in all types of different sizes. So no matter what your needs are, you can find something with them. Go ahead and click the link in our description to check them out. And let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with number 7. And number 7 was price. So what price that breeder has can be important. If that breeder has all the other aspects that we're going to go over the same as another breeder and the price is lower, that can make a difference. I will say that sometimes you get what you pay for, okay? Especially when you're dealing with wild-caught animals. Someone may bring in a wild-caught animal, not do the due diligence to make sure that it's well started and things like that, and they're going to charge you lower because they put in less work, they got it for cheap, and they don't really care if it's healthy or not. All they care about is making a quick profit. Now, there's a lot of importers that do a very good job of making sure things are well started. And the same goes with captive bred babies. So I don't want to put everybody in a generic box here, but price can be important. But I would say it's really only important if all the other factors are met, you guys. So price is important, but if someone has the same of everything else that we're going to go over, then price may not be as much of a factor. I also want to point out I'm wearing this really cool Markham Reptile shirt, you guys. So this is going to be a limited edition shirt. I'm only doing a one-time drop. This is the only time that this shirt will be sold. If you guys want a shirt, hit me up on Instagram. Go ahead. The link is in the description. Send me a message, and we'll get you your very own Markham Reptile shirt. For number 6, we actually have a three-way tie. So the first part of this tie is going to be knowledge. Knowledge from a snake breeder is very important. Do they know what they're doing? Sometimes when you pay for an animal, you're partially paying for that breeder's knowledge. Does the breeder know things that are going to help you along your journey? If you're trying to breed a snake, this is especially important because they can teach you how to breed this snake. And if you're just keeping a pet snake, it's also important as well because they can tell you how to properly care for this animal that you're getting. So knowledge is very important. You do want to buy from someone that is knowledgeable. The next characteristic that was tied for number 6 is going to be ethics. Are they doing things ethically? And this takes a bit of digging to find out, and it's very important. You want to support people that are doing ethical things with their animals. You don't want to support people that are not. And this takes, asking them a bit of questions. And you can also look for signs. Are they going to ship you an animal on Thanksgiving? During the week of Christmas, Thanksgiving, these are not good times to ship animals. Not only is it cold, but that animal is 100% going to get delayed. If they're willing to just ship you the animal without considering when they're shipping it, that's a major red flag that shows you they're not ethical and they don't care about the animals. So the ethics comes down to, do they care about the animals? Are they having ethical practices with these animals? That's very important, you guys. The third characteristic of our three-way tie for number 6 is going to be reputation. And I think that this is a pretty easy one to figure out. You go check out their social media, check out their Morph Market reviews, check out their YouTube and things like that, and ask people about them. See if this person has a good reputation. See if this person has made mistakes and taken care of them. See how long this person has been around. Does their name hold weight? All of these things are super important when you're dealing with someone that's sending you live animals. You can often look at someone's reputation, and from that, you can know how they're going to deal with you. So reputation is actually super important, and it takes a bit of work to upkeep a reputation in this industry, especially when you're dealing with live animals. So if someone has put in that work to build a reputation, this is oftentimes going to be a great person to get that animal that you're looking for from. So number 5 that you guys said was good genetics. Good genetics can be very important. Smiley, for example, right here, I got him from Living Legless, and I'll go ahead and link them in the description. But he came with a whole lineage chart of his parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, showing that he is indeed a pure coastal carpet python. Okay? Another example of good genetics could be a Call albino boa constrictor. Maybe the prettiest Call albino boa constrictors that you can see, the best example of this morph, and that's what you want. You want the best example of whatever morph that you're getting, especially when you're breeding, because it makes a great foundation for the rest of the lineage. And also in ball pythons, this is true as well. You could look for, let's say, the best example of clown that you want to see and breed, or the best example of monarch, or the best example of ultramel, or something like that. And from that, you can base the rest of your breeding. So you want to look for the best example of any given trait, and that's where good genetics come into play. Does the breeder care what genetics they're putting into their animal? And this is really a quality check sort of thing. You know, what is this breeder producing? Are they producing quantity or quality? Do they not care about the quality and they just want the lowest price they can find of that morph? Or do they care about the quality and they want the best example? And that's why they're putting out quality. So if you buy quality and you're looking to breed, you will in turn produce quality. So number 4, according to you guys, was passion. And I actually think that passion got a bit underrated. I think passion ties into everything else, like this wonderful comment that I'm going to put right here said. And it's super important, you guys. Passion is super important. I think that passion ties into everything else because if you have passion for these animals, you're going to be ethical. You're going to pick the best quality and everything else that we're going to list right here because it all ties into how passionate are you about these animals. Now, people can be passionate and not have some of the other traits that I'm going to discuss, mostly the customer service based traits, foreshadowing, hint, hint. But, so I can see why, I guess, it came in at number 4. But to me, passion of these animals is super important. So this is my girl Athena, you guys, and she's a BI boa imperador or common boa. And she's going to help me out with the next point right here, which she has a lot of, but we're talking about the breeders, right? So this point was likability. So do you like this person that you're buying the animal from? And I understand why you guys rank this so highly. And that is because why support someone that you don't like? You know, if you don't like this person, why would you want to send them your hard-earned money? So that completely makes sense. I completely understand why this one ranks so high. And honestly, this plays a factor for me too. When I'm getting animals, I want to know that I'm supporting someone that I like. And if I don't like them, I'm not very prone to talking to them for a long time anyways, enough to even buy an animal. So all you breeders out there, likability is more important. Be more likable. And it's not, that may sound difficult saying it that way, but really it's not that difficult. I think that this was a great comment right here, and that is the golden rule. Treat people the way that you want to be treated, and then you're going to be just fine. For number 2, we actually have a two-way tie. So the first part of that two-way tie would be we are looking for someone who has clean animals. As a consumer, you're looking for someone who has clean animals. And healthy goes into that as well. So clean and healthy animals. We don't want animals with mites. We don't want animals that are starving. We don't want animals that are sickly. We want clean, healthy, robust animals, and we want the best possible head start we can get with the keeping and possibly breeding of these animals. So clean, healthy animals is a major factor in what breeder you choose. If you know that this breeder is going to have clean, healthy animals every single time you go to them, that can be super important. So the other characteristic in number 2 that was tied with clean animals is communication. So this is obviously on the people side of things, and this is super important to me, you guys. I see why it's ranked so highly. Communication is super important. If this person does not respond to your messages once they've sold you an animal and you have some sort of problem, then that is going to be a horrible experience for you. And a lot of times, you can test out the communication before you even buy the animal. See how fast this person responds. See what type of responses you're getting. Are they rude? Are they nice? Are they helpful? And a lot of this goes into likability and stuff like that. But communication is super important. Some people can be likable but have bad communication. So communication is super important. Are they willing to respond to you? Are they willing to fix things if anything goes wrong? Communication is part of that as well. Customer service and communication go hand in hand. They are linked. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and go to number one. But before we do that, let's check in with Dan for one of Dan's snake facts.
Hey, what is going on? This is Dan with Shack Scales. I'm here with Russell. He's an Arctic Conda Western Hognose snake. Check out that belly pattern. Pretty cool, huh? Snake fact for today. Hognose snakes will actually play dead. And they really sell it too. They'll turn on their backs, mouth open. They'll poop on themselves to get a nice smell going. Really letting the predator know I'm not what you want to eat.
Thanks, Dan. That was Dan from Shack Scales. You guys, you can find his links in the description below. So here to help me with number one is my lavender albino reticulated python, Eva. She's a beautiful girl. She's like a year and 3/4 old right now, about 8 feet, and she is just a sweetheart. So number one, you guys, the number one characteristic that we're looking for in a breeder is honesty. The one that you guys said the most was honesty. Transparency also plays a part in this. Being honest about where your animal came from is one that I see commonly. Is this animal truly captive bred? Is it wild caught? You can find these things out by asking for pictures of the parents, asking who bred this animal, and things like that. Is this animal, truly het for this or that? If someone's lying about hets on an animal, they're probably not going to last too long in this industry, but that is something that's a possibility. I think that reputation and ethics and some of the other stuff we talked about definitely plays a part in honesty as well. But overall, people just want their breeder to be honest. I think likability plays into this as well. And honesty came in at number one. It was what you guys said the most. So any breeder out there that wonders, what are people looking for? How can I sell more animals? Take a look at yourself and ask yourself, am I being honest? Am I being honest with myself, my animals, and my customers? And I can see why honesty was the most important trait out of all of the ones we have listed. And I think that it kind of boils down to two things. And those things are, do you care about the people and do you care about the animals? There's people that care about the animals, but they're bad with the customer service side of things. There's salespeople that are great with the customer service side of things, but they don't really care about the animals. Okay? And if you got into this, it should be for the animals. The way I think of it, you get in this for the animals, you stay for the people. There's some wonderful people in our community, and there's some wonderful animals to see, learn about, take care of, and build wonderful rapports and relationships with. Like this girl, Eva, right here. She is just a delight to deal with, you guys, and I can't imagine life without her. She is just a wonderful snake, and I really love her. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description, and you guys have a wonderful day.